And welcome back to the Crypto Hall Show. We have a awesome crypto lined up for today. This cryptocurrency just got accepted a few days ago by the Federal Reserve of the United States of America. This is now part of a United States Federal Reserve payment rail. The crypto is Bank Social. This cryptocurrency, one of the people working on this crypto, has 25 years of experience with the United States Secret Service, protecting the president. And their job is to protect this cryptocurrency and the National Federal Reserve banking system. Like this crypto's coming up. We talked about Bank Social a couple months back, a few months ago, and there's been some new developments. That's why we're going over this crypto again. Like new developments as in got the only Web3 crypto to be accepted by the Federal Reserve of the United States. Oh, man. And I found out some other cool stuff about this crypto as well. The guy that is the CEO of this company, listen to this. He started teaching himself how to code when he was 7 years old. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. This guy running this company never, I think, officially went to college at all. Imagine that. He and his team mentor Harvard University. Now, on my program, I put Princeton. That's to throw people off. I love it when these dumb shits are out there. Oh, because why? I know you use AI to try to find the crypto. So I think really good. I lie on what description I'm giving for this crypto, so you won't be able to find it out. But Harvard, Princeton, same fucking thing. One of the top 5 colleges in the world. I love it. One person said, oh, that's a scam crypto. It doesn't exist. AI says there's no crypto like that. I'm like, go back to sucking dicks because you're not a detective. You're a detective. That's what you are. But look, you're not going to find out the crypto because I purposely give you wrong information in the description, dumbass. You think I'm going to tell you what it is? You can go invest in it 8 hours early? Come on, go back to sucking dicks, all right? Because you definitely are not a detective. Oh, clowned them. So my name's Crypto Hawk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Don't listen to anything on the show. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. Everything on the show is fake. This crypto doesn't exist. I don't even know what crypto is. 24/7, I stay higher than a kite. Cocaine, heroin, hashish, mescaline, LSD, you name it. I pop it, drink it, smoke it, inject it, whatever it is. That's who's giving you financial advice. Just saying, okay? All right. It's an awesome. Oh, by the way, I also escaped from an insane asylum 3 years ago. Let make it 5.5 years ago when I started the channel. In case you've been watching for 5.5 years, everything on the show is a complete lie, and it's a wiener. It's a wiener, says Pat_85. Jersey Cathy's here. Who were the first 5 people? MAB 1914. MAB 1914. So as you know, we have a lawyer, a law firm hooked up with Crypto Halt channel. The law firm is Anderson Advisor. I have a Crypto Hulk link that goes with it. Look, we'll go over some housekeeping stuff here. We've got Caleb Brown. They provide, now they do not, I don't know if they sell Bank Social or not. I don't know, so I'm supposed to not tell you to buy stuff if they don't carry it or whatever. I don't know if they have it. Just go to their website and look it up, see if you can buy it. If you can, great. If not, I don't know. I'm not saying they sell it or not. This crypto is only, from what I know, Bank Social is on Hashgraph, the Hashpack wallet. So that's all that I know. We have Caleb Brown providing custody and sales swapping and cashing out of crypto. They use something called Fireblocks. The top 2,000 banks and financial institutions in the world, they use Fireblocks. Like BNY Mellon, America's oldest bank, uses Fireblocks. and about 2,000 other institutions, whether it's an investment company, a bank, whatever. They're using Fireblocks. They're not using anything else predominantly. There's no other company that comes close. That's why they're using, and Caleb Brown's using the same company. So that's part of my channel, is you get excellent crypto deep dive information, and you can decide whether you want to buy a crypto or just learn about it or trade it, whatever. I don't care. It's not my job. I don't know what you do, and I don't care to know or whatever. Next, we got the Anderson advisors on our team, because when we get crypto laws and regulations, the government will try to take your stuff from you. Just letting you know, just like with gold. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. When the United States had a stock market crash, when the United States economy collapsed the last time, it's going to happen again. The lesson learned was that people that had gold, our government was trying to take it from them. So what happened is rich people got on boats. Now, I'm not getting into maritime law, but it's different. And I can't advise you on anything illegal. But on the maritime boat, it's different than on land. And stuff you can do on maritime law, you can't do on the land. So what some people did is transported their gold by boat over to Europe and put their gold in the banks there. Americans here were forced to sell it back, and the government put jail time if you didn't and all these things. Do you think it's not going to happen again with crypto? Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. What you're saying is not popular. Crypto Hulk, that's not happy. That's not Moon Boy talk, Crypto Hulk. That's why we have the lawyers. So what some of you will do is they'll be like, oh, I don't want to get a lawyer. That's just a waste of money. I'm going to load up on crypto. It's not how much you buy, dummy. It's how much you keep. That's why we got Caleb Brown to provide the Fireblocks custody. That's the defense number one. Defense number two is the Crypto Hulk law firm. When your LLC and your Crypto Hulk, they designed a special Crypto Hulk beginner plan, Crypto Hulk junior plan. My plan actually costs about twice as much as what you guys spend for your little Crypto Hulk invest. I got a lot of shit going on, and I got multiple LLCs floating around this hizzy for shizzy. So I need more legal plans than the average bear. But you guys, for your crypto investing, they have a plan just for you. And they have more than that. You need to call them. Call the Anderson link right below my channel. They've got this investment place. Let me tell you something. Now, this investment company that they have, they're going to give you a 3-month membership. This investment company is like where some of the world's top investors go. It's that good. The AI bots that they have, talk to them. Talk to the Crypto Hulk lawyers, because some of you guys are on the higher end. And after your 3-month membership runs out, some of you guys at the higher end will be like, oh, damn, I'm making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month off this shit. Okay. There's other benefits I don't get into right now because I'm going to do the show. But call up the lawyer, set up an appointment. I'm telling you, it can't hurt just to listen. I'm telling you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to realize your little legal Zoom. Look, I've had it too. I used to have that thing called legal Zoom or whatever. And I'm not going to put it down on my show, but I would never sign up for that again. And that's all that I'm going to say on that one. I didn't realize that I wasted my time. And I'm not going to say with that company, because they're going to get all kinds of butt hurt. So I got to limit my liability on what I say. But for you guys, MAB 1914, he took him up on the offer, and he found it extremely informative. All right. So just do that right there. Let's get into this crypto here. Let me go over my notes. I'm going to use a combination of notes. Now, again, I spared no expense. I've got a little notepad here. I know it's about as high tech as you can get we're taking it back to the 1970s when Crypto Hulk was in school, writing on paper in print. But this bank social thing, I'm gonna tell you what, this is something else. And if you're new, you've got to get access to Bank Social, because I'm going to go over some stuff here that just happened recently. Like, they hooked up with the United States Federal Reserve. I'm like, what? Yes, this is the only company that has done this, okay? This isn't a crypto where tomorrow you're rich or none of that stuff. This is Web3. So that's why it's got 2 zeros. So some of you guys got to think about this. All right. If a crypto has 2 zeros, we're getting in early. Okay. This is linked up with Hedera. They're utilizing Ripple and Algorand and Chainlink. Okay. This is all early stuff. Like, you're getting in on something that's massive right here. Bank Social. Now, let me go over this. John Windgate is the CEO of this company. His goal, what he wanted to do, and he is doing it now, is to bridge traditional finance to Web3. And guess what? His little Web3 payment system now got accepted by the United States Federal Reserve, I think 4 days ago. I'm like, what? Okay, we're going over Bank Social, because this wasn't like that last time we went over Bank Social. They did not have a Federal Reserve account. So I'm like, oh, nice. This is a whole new level of crypto. How many cryptos out there right now are linked up to the Federal Reserve? I don't know, maybe 5, 10 maybe. That's one of them right there. Is Ethereum? No. Is Bitcoin? No. Are these other ones? No. There's some. John Windgate, the CEO, is very engaged on social media. So this is different. A lot of these cryptos, like, you don't even know who the... Look, I do a lot of research on crypto, all right? As you can tell. It's very, very common for these crypto companies not to announce their CEO, their teams, whatever. Oh, this guy's totally open. Like, if you want to know about Bank Social, you can go on social media on X. This guy's telling you all about what they're doing, this and that. That's what I like. I want to invest in a crypto that's linked up with the Federal Reserve. Not a big deal, right? And then also, the people who make this crypto stuff, they're out there talking about their company, telling you what they're trying to accomplish and stuff, and they're active with their community. That's what I like to see, engagement. Listen to this. He taught himself to code at age 7. Like that. I don't know if he's a homeschool kid or what. You hear me making fun of homeschool kids. I'm really not. But it's fun to say that. But this dude at age 7, like, I know me and John Windgate might be close to the same age, or so probably in the early, how about the late 70s or early 80s? This dude at 7 years old is teaching himself to code. Like, I'm trying to watch Bugs Bunny. I don't even know. That's first grade or something, right? Second grade. I'm like riding my bike, playing tag football with the kids in the neighborhood. It was always the Christian kids versus the Catholics. And their parents would drink beer and stuff while we would play. I'm just like, anyhow, no offense to Catholics. I'm an equal opportunity offender. If you're not offended, just wait. Your time's coming. And it's okay if you try to offend me, because I don't really give a fuck what you say anyway. That's just how we go on this channel. He is a self-directed learner. He has no formal education or tech schools. I did like a Grok search. I couldn't really find much. So he's a homeschool kid. He made projects, 2 of them called Secura, SECURA, and NURON, Neuron. We went over this last time. These 2 projects are being utilized in the payment system and will be more and more. He gave talks at Hedera, World Economic. Okay, so he gives talks at Hedera. So if you like the HBAR crypto, this is your man. That's my biggest holding on Caleb Brown is HBAR. He also gave a talk at, he gives talks for the World Economic Forum. You know, Klaus Schwab, you know nothing and you'll be happy. He's kind of talking with those kind of people. Now, look, when you give a talk at the World Economic Forum, Those are the people that run the world. Like it or not, I'm just letting you know. He's given talks at Hedera, perhaps the biggest. Well, this Hedera will be one of the biggest crypto companies in the entire world. Okay. And this dude's talking with them and the World Economic Forum. I'm like, whoa. He's also talking at Money called Money 2020. And guess what? He and his associates at Harvard University, their accelerator program, he's actively involved in the Harvard University accelerator program with cryptocurrency payments. I'm like, whoa, now that's a big deal. When you have a crypto company involved in one of the top 5 colleges in the world, and look, this is from a guy who didn't go to college, like homeschool, okay? Think about this, who's teaching himself at age 7 to code. He's self-taught, and he ends up helping out HBAR, the World Economic Forum, Money 2020, and he's actively, him and his team, helping Harvard University with crypto startups. I'm like, what's the irony in that? The guy that never goes to college helping out the college, right? That's how you know. Same thing with like Mark Zuckerberg. He never graduated. And I'm not putting down college, even though I graduated. It's not a big fucking deal at all. It really kind of almost was a waste of time. I got almost like 3 degrees. It's still a waste of time. It's just interesting how some of the smartest people in the world just never went to college, or they attended and they got some ideas and then they left. That's this guy here. Let's keep going because this is a very interesting crypto project. He spoke at the Blockchain Summit in May of 2025. So what, a few months ago, he's at the Blockchain Summit, homeschool, right? Okay. He met with Ripple for an integration. So he's meeting with Ripple. They're not saying exactly what. And that's how they do. They're not going to say, Ripple, remember, Ripple's probably one of your most secretive companies. They're not going to advertise what they do, okay? But we know HBAR, let's say, Hedera is a partner with Ripple, and Ripple's a partner at Algorand, and Ripple's a partner at Chainlink. Tell me all these companies aren't working together. They're not working together. You told me to tell you, Crypto Hulk. So that's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with Ripple, Algorand, Chainlink, Hedera, all mixed up with this bank social. They're not going to separate their techs. Come on, let's be. And they can't announce they're all partnering up together. But they got to keep all this a big secret. All of a sudden, in the past year, you've got all these Ripple partners, everybody clicking up in the past 8 months, all together at once. Why weren't they doing this 5 years ago, 6 years ago when I got in crypto? All of a sudden now, the past 6 to 8 months, you got everybody joining together. It's coming. So now we got Bank Social mixed up in all this. So they, this Bank Social mentored winning teams at the Harvard Google Cloud Hackathon. Oh yeah, by the way, Google has integrated with Bank Social and is helping them at Harvard with testing out blockchain. So now we got Ripple, Chainlink, Algorand, Bank Social, Google. Oh yeah, it's getting bigger, folks. It's getting bigger. That's why I had to go over this crypto again, because it's continually growing. I wanted to do an update. And of course, they joined up, I think it's September 25th, 4 days ago, with the United States Federal Reserve. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk. I'm loving it. This is a crypto to keep your eye on. I personally would get it now while it's cheap. Now, there's a guy that works for them. Now, that was the CEO. He's not a big deal. Okay. Next is his chief operating officer. Here's where it gets interesting. And here is where the crypto Metallicus comes in. Metallicus comes in to assist because Donald Burke is one of the founding people of Metallicus. Donald Burke now works at Bank Social. The reason Metallicus is so important, I'm going to be stressing it, is because the advisory board for Metallicus is 75% ex-Federal Reserve people. Oh, shit. See where the Federal Reserve connection is now coming in with Bank Social? 4 days ago, Bank Social just got accepted with the Federal Reserve. The COO of Bank Social came from Metallicus, where just about everybody there is from the Federal Reserve. Oh, by the way, the people that invented Metallicus are ex-Stellar and Dogecoin engineers. Oh, shit, Stellar. Yeah, I'll show you the website here in a minute. Well, shit, let's look at it right now. Oh, and by the way, at Metallicus, you have Temenos and Fiserv. They're the partners. I'll look at that. I'll show you guys this later. Let's focus. I'm going to focus on reading this through. I'll show all the evidence at the end. So the guy's name's Donald Burke. He's basically, he's the one who builds the bridges. Okay. He worked at Northern Trust. Oh, shit. For a lot of years. Northern Trust. Now, why is that important? Northern Trust. I want you to see who is on the team of Bank Social. We got Mr. Homeschool guy, okay, who's only teaching at like Harvard University and working with Google there. That's not a big deal for Mr. Homeschool. You have this guy, Donald Burke. He worked at Northern Trust. Their major partner was Standard Chartered. If you know anything about Standard Chartered, they're a Ripple day one partner. And they have something called Zodiac Custody, which is Medico, which is now Ripple Custody. So Northern Trust is in with Standard Chartered, which is a massive Ripple partner. And they're utilizing, so basically Northern Trust is utilizing Ripple technology. They're not necessarily Ripple partners, although they might be secretly or quietly. But this Standard Chartered is running on Ripple. They have crypto custody and all that shit. Northern Trust is utilizing their services. So this guy is coming from this massive company called Northern Trust. They're probably one of the top 10 in the world. He used to work for them, and they're partners with Standard Chartered, which is a massive Ripple partner. You see where all these connections are going? And then he worked at IBM. And IBM is all up in that. Remember, we went over the Cosmo SDK platform that's built on Tendermint, which is basically a Ripple chain platform, and IBM's mixed in with that. And here we have this guy. See where all these connections are coming from? This Bank Social is not a insignificant crypto company. It's small, but it's connected very tightly with the right. It's not about how many partners you have. It's who's your partner in this one right here. This is what I'm seeing right here. Then, so after he was at Standard, Northern Trust and IBM and stuff, then he goes to the startup called Metallicus. Now, Metallicus, again, the advisors for Metallicus, these are all Federal Reserve employees. And one of them's a Bank of New York Mellon, higher up, which is America's oldest bank. This Bank Social is being set up. Bank Social is being set up and handed a gift. I'm showing you these connections. These are, there's not a lot. This is a small project, but it's got very, very key people in here. All of a sudden, bam, they're working with the Federal Reserve. How'd they get a fucking license? How's the Federal Reserve allowing Bank Social to do this? It's not how big of a crypto you are. You don't have to be on all these wallets. You don't have to be a 30. This crypto is 0.005, and they're already tied in with the Federal Reserve. What is that telling you? It's like, holy shit. How is this crypto in with the Federal Reserve? Why aren't these other bigger companies in with the Federal Reserve? Does Ripple have a license? Let me ask some. Maybe I don't know the answer to this. Does Ripple is Ripple a Federal Reserve licensed money service business that you guys know? Let me check. Let me ask somebody in the audience. So I need somebody to answer the question. I could do a grok Reddit. Can somebody do a grok? Because I'm trying to hold a show, read. I can't be doing 3 things at once. Although I could. Can somebody do that real quick grok check or something? Is Ripple a licensed provider for the Federal Reserve to transmit money? That's what I'd like to know. Because if not, this company is. Bank so yes, it is. Okay. All right. So they're right in there with Ripple and all that. At 0.005 cents, this company already has a Federal Reserve license. Just saying, they just got one like 4 days ago. There's all these big money moving companies. They're in there. This Bank Social is in there with like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, MoneyGram, and all that shit. And it's 0.005 cents. It's not about how expensive your crypto is. It's who you know. And Bank Social knows some very key people. Let me continue with this one. So he worked at Metallicus, and he enabled Metallicus to get bridged in with some of these biggest companies. And eventually Metallicus got linked up with the Federal Reserve. They got a license. And here, so did Bank Social. Okay. He claims, Donald Burke claims that he forms bridges between legacy financial systems, which is like the old school, and emerging tech. That's what he does. He's a bridge builder. He's highly active on social media with a ton of solid connections to government and industry. So that's who's working at Bank Social. This guy that's all government connected out. Basically what he does, Donald Burke, is he gets companies certified and compliant under the law. Look at this tiny little company. They just get a Federal Reserve license and they're transmitting money. It doesn't even cost a penny. The crypto of this Bank Social isn't even a penny, and it's already hooked into the Federal Reserve. I'm just like, damn. Now, there's a guy named Justin Hansen. Guess where he came from? 25 years at the United States Secret, and I can't say service because they're going to start monitoring the channel. So right there, this crypto is amazing. Bank Social is the #1 web program integrated into the USA Federal Reserve. Let me repeat that one again. Bank Social is the first. Bank Social is the first Web3 program integrated into the USA Federal Reserve, September 2025. They built a Bank Social wallet on Google's platform. Google has a platform. It's called AI to AI. And Bank Social utilized Google to help them build their wallet. See, Google's integrated into this. Google, how do you think this Bank Social gets a license with the Federal Reserve of the United States? They know people. And there's people in here we don't even know who's getting this stuff done. Now, Metallicus, Donald Burke worked there. Let's look at Metallicus. So here's where I'm going to show you their webpage right here. Now, I'm doing today a deeper dive on Bank Social than I did last time. Because now this company, remember, I'll go over a crypto when no one talks about it, and then it starts busting moves. This crypto now is busting moves over the past 4 days with the Federal Reserve. It's now tied. Last time we talked about this, it was not tied to the Federal Reserve. Now it is. That's massive right there. And they got this guy who used to protect the president. He worked in the area of Secret Service, and that includes everything like Treasury and all that stuff. They just got on like this 25-year veteran guy. Very interesting. Now we're going to look at Metallicus. I want you to notice something. Let's look at the Metallicus page. We start up at the top. We scroll down a little slowly. Now we look down below here. There's Metallicus. There's a crypto called XBAR, which I own. And Metallicus is hooked up with them. Let's scroll down a little more until we see Pfizer right here. Pfizer on the left, Temenos on the right. Now let's look at this article right here because I want to show you something about Temenos. Temenos is a Ripple partner. And look right here. Here's your proof right here. Let me read off this article title. Ripple-friendly Temenos picked by Societe Generale Group to modernize a major bank in the Czech Republic. So what do we got here? We've got the government in the Czech Republic. There's a bank called Societe Generale Group. It's massive. They're picking Temenos to help them update their banking system. Temenos is a Ripple partner. We look here. Now let's go back to the Metallicus page. We go back to Metallicus. Who are they integrated with? Temenos. Who's Temenos? Massive Ripple partner right there. Bam. So Metallicus is utilizing Ripple technology. Now there's Pfizer right there. Let me show you the link to Ripple with Pfizer. Let me go to history. Give me a minute to find. There we go. Now, here I'm going to show you a Ripple 2014 page. Go to the 19-second mark. Go to the 19-second mark. What do we see here? Ripple Labs, meet the team. And let's look. Oh, look right there, Pfizer. Apple, Boku, Elon, and then Pfizer right there. Now, what is this? We know that at Ripple Labs in 2014, 13, I don't know exactly when this was, 2013 or 14, you had somebody from Pfizer day one at Ripple getting that company set up right there. And if you look right here, you have the New York Fed. So somebody from the New York Fed was at Ripple. Look right there. Somebody from NASA, the Space Administration, was there. Somebody from Microsoft. Oh, right there. Oh, look, Google. Somebody from Google was right there. I don't know who these people were, but these companies gave Ripple a Pfizer, Apple employee, Goldman Sachs, Google, Microsoft, NASA, the New York Fed. And if you look at the very end, the national, and I can't say security, and I can't say agency, okay? There is part of your deep dive for this show. We got Knuckle Dragger, Gracias Hulk, always providing the best deep dive. All righty. 46, JDMA. Gracias, Senor Hulk. Raw info as usual. Hillbilly Decade. I have two friends who use I Trust Capital. Majority of the cryptos with Caleb Brown. Can you speak about the positive and negatives concerning I Trust Capital? I don't know anything about I Trust Capital. I think they were in some lawsuit because people were claiming a bunch of stuff. So, but what you can do is call up Caleb Brown and talk to them about I Trust Capital. But yeah, what I do on my program is I try to teach cryptocurrencies, and if they're a partner of me, then I'll talk about them, like the law firm or Caleb Brown. But outside of that, I don't keep up on other companies, honestly, too much. I just go over crypto and I show the crypto connections, and that's really about it. And if they're my partner, I go over what services they offer, and that's really the scope of what I do. So let's look. Okay, we got the Metallicus done. So let's look at the company Metallicus. Marshall Hayner, he's the co-founder and CEO. He did projects for Stellar and is a board member of the Dogecoin, also a board member of the Dogecoin Foundation. The number 2 guy, Glenn Moran, he also worked at Dogecoin. The guy Marshall Hayner developed the first Facebook Bitcoin wallet, along with working at Stellar and Dogecoin. The number 2 guy in this project also worked for Dogecoin into the first online wallet for Dogecoin. The lady Karen McHenry, who helped start Metallicus, she worked at Circle and Poloniex. If you look at the advisory board, the Metallicus advisory board, you have Citigroup, Chief Compliance Officer. Now, if you know anything about JP Morgan, JP Morgan Chase and all that. This is a Citibank kind of a deal. So we're talking about the number 1, number 2 bank in the world. Metallicus. Now, Donald Burke left Metallicus to go work for Bank Social. Here's Sergio Rodriguera. He used to work, he's a former AI consultant for the Federal Reserve. You have Mark Joseph, who's also an advisor at Metallicus. He's a former managing lawyer at BNY Mellon. I'm going to make a super short video right here. So we are Metallicus. This is when they first opened. They took this page down. Our products. So there's the guy right there who made the first Facebook Bitcoin wallet and everything. Now here's Donald Burke. That's the guy. Northern Trust. See that? That's him. Now let me post this. Okay, right now I'm loading that video. It should be loaded in about 30 seconds to a minute. You can go look at it. I wanted to show you proof. And the reason I'm going over Metallicus, even though we're talking about Bank Social, is you've got a guy, Donald Burke, who worked at getting Metallicus going. I wanted to show you the Metallicus website, because the Metallicus website right now won't show Donald Burke there. So that's why I'm showing you a video from about 3 years ago. Metallicus, where it shows Donald Burke working there. He helped hook up Metallicus and get them linked in with the Federal Reserve. And it's very important that you know that, because this is one of the guys that's working at Bank Social. And what he did for that, the reason Metallicus is like, right now, I think it's selling for like 90 cents or whatever it is. Metallicus has all these Federal Reserve connections. If you look down below, in that previous meet your future colleagues, let me. Oh, then there's other people. Oh. So, yeah, I'm looking at a page. Oh, Metallicus. There's a guy named Juno Lee, 20 years experience, former chief information officer, and the head of the National Cybersecurity Center for the United States Federal Reserve System. I want you to see, I'm not going to make this video. I'm not going to show you this video. Just take my word for it. There's a guy named Juno, Juno. His last name is Lee, Lee. He works at Metallicus, or he did. He's probably the one also, but he was the head of the United States Federal Reserve. He was the National Cybersecurity Director. He worked at Metallicus, and you have Donald Burke was there, and then Donald Burke and stuff left to start up Bank Social. You see where this is going? This is why we're going over Bank Social again, because it's very, very tied in. It's a small company, and it doesn't need to be big. It doesn't need 3 million people working there and a shit ton of partners and stuff. This Bank Social already has the connections. So that's why I wanted to show you that right there. Let's keep going on this. So I'm going to click out of that one. Let me take a look. Okay, here is an advisory board page. I'm going to do a screenshot of this one. I'm going to do a simple post. If I can get it to work. Post. Okay, right there. We've got the advisory board. Lauren Hargraves. She advises Metallicus, and she's a former Federal Reserve Bank of New York leader. Mark Joseph, former managing counsel at BNY Mellon, America's oldest bank. Mark Karawan, former Citigroup chief compliance officer. And finally, Sergio Rodriguera Jr., former AI consultant for the Reserve Bank of Boston. And then you have this Donald Burke gentleman, who's the connector with Northern Trust, IBM, and so forth. He goes to work at Bank Social, and now Bank Social's tied in with the Federal Reserve System. Oh, man. You don't need a lot of people to do that. You need one man. That's Donald Burke, okay? You don't need a whole bunch of teams of people and dumping tons of money into a project. This little project already is in with the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve trusts Bank Social to operate within the Federal Reserve System. That's the kind of crypto that you want to get into with connections like that. Let me click out of this one there. Oh, let me continue. I'm just going through my notes really quick. Okay. Now, remember how I told you a lot of times things will start off with Ethereum and Solana, and then the project grows up and they realize this shit don't work, okay? This is an example of that. Bank Social started off as an Ethereum crypto and migrated to Hedera for better efficiency. It's SOC 2, that's SOC, SOC 2 security standard. It supports ISO 20022. We now have another crypto, because remember, it's linked up 4 days ago. 4 days ago, Bank Social got hooked up with the Federal Reserve System. Now it's officially ISO 20022, just letting you know. That's why I'm going over this again. Like, this crypto is massive. Here's your next chance. You have another chance to load up on this crypto or hold it at least, because 4 days ago, Federal Reserve status, there's probably this many cryptos that I can think of right now. If that, I don't even think there's 10. I don't even think there's 10 that are linked up with the Federal Reserve. Maybe 5, maybe. And this crypto is in that top 5. But Crypto Hulk, how's that possible? It's only 0.005 cents. Again, it doesn't matter how much it costs, and it doesn't matter how many partners they got. They just need the right people to get stuff done. That's all that they need. Like this guy, here's what they need. Like this guy, his name is Mance Harmon. Mance Harmon. He's a former United States Air Force. Oh, here we go. He was an AI, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity director at the United States Air Force. He was their advisor. He now works for Bank Social. And I'm like, damn, right? Telling you, it's not how many people you have. It's who are the people on your team. Next, he also was an IBM executive in what's called enterprise software. So there's the link with IBM and the United States Air Force AI and cybersecurity director. Pretty well good. Now, there's another guy named Lehman Baird. Lehman Baird's mixed up in this. He is the chief technology officer at Carnegie Mellon. What is that? BNY Mellon, America's oldest bank. Oh, shit. See what I mean? Lehman Baird is mixed up in this project, okay? Now, the CTO, John Windgate, Mr. Homeschool himself, met with Hester Pierce and from the SEC to discuss finance standards. He went in there to help Hester Pierce figure the shit out. How many, let me ask you something. How many crypto CEOs do you know of that had a meeting with Hester Pierce and is teaching her, not a group meeting with 50 other people, like a meeting with Hester Pierce? Answer, probably one other one. That's probably Ripple, more than likely. It wasn't, do you think Vitalik Buterin was there? Or the guys that run Pepe, did they have a talk with Hester Pierce? No. This guy did. John Windgate from Bank Social met with Hester Pierce and is going to help school her on how you need to set this up so they don't fuck it up like Gary Gensler did, okay? Now, John Windgate has the full backing of the Hedera Foundation. Let's take a look at the Hedera Foundation right here. I'm just going to list the names of it. I'm not going to get into teaching you about it. But Crypto Hulk, what is the Hedera Foundation? The Hedera Foundation is a conglomerate. It's a group of companies. There's a company called Aberdeen. I know about them very well. Australian Payments Plus. BitGo. Chainlink is a partner of this. Oh, shoot. So Hedera is a partner with Chainlink. It's right there on their page. And Ripple's a partner of Hedera and Chainlink. As well as Algorand is a Ripple partner. You got Deutsche Telekom. You got Dell Computers, DLA Piper. You got Google right there with Hedera, Hitachi, IBM, LG, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, Nomura, massive Ripple partner, Shinhan Bank, Ripple partner, Standard Bank, Tata Communications, massive Ripple partner, Ubisoft, Zane. Yes. And what what this is called is the Hedera Council. And you've got about 30 global companies right here. And they're all working together on a crypto that we call HBAR. And Bank Social's mixed up with them too. That's how we know Bank Social is going to be a success, is because I've been reading off to you all these connections with Bank Social, and we've been doing the show now for 50 minutes. Just putting that out there. It's probably a good sign that it's going to be successful. I think I'm right at the end of my notes. Yeah, okay. I'm at the end of my notes with Bank Social. I haven't gone over every single thing with Bank Social. Like, I didn't even do the official deep dive using my notes. But let me take a look. Okay, we got the founders. There's a lot of founders of this company. I didn't go over all of them. I just went over like 3 or whatever, okay? But they got like 15 people. I'm going to cherry pick, so if I'm not talking the whole time. They're also partnered with a company called C14. C14 provides partnerships for on-ramps and off-ramps for crypto. C14 is in 40 countries. Bank Social is a partner of 40 credit unions in the United States. Blockchain networks. Okay, Bank Social is integrated with Hedera, Ripple, Solana, Ethereum, Constellation DAG, Bitcoin, and others via cross-chain liquidity from what we call Open FX protocol. Bank Social is chain agnostic network for cross-chain, for cross-border payments. So it's the reason it's so integratable is because you got Ripple in there. Okay, that's why this crypto, you're getting in at a very good time, everybody. Very good time. So, okay, September 24th. So this was today. I got the 29th. 5 days ago. 5 days ago. Bank Social, we using AI-powered digital wallets on the Federal Reserve, right there. 5 days ago, the Federal Reserve allowed Bank Social and their artificial intelligence-powered wallets to go into the Federal Reserve banking system. Oh, shit. Just letting you know. When this crypto takes off, look, this crypto is so cheap. I don't know, like, to get 1 million of them, how much it would cost, maybe $1,000 or something, or I have no idea. But if you got 1 million of these things, gosh, and it hits $1, you're now a millionaire. And all you did is spend $1,000 and you waited a year, 6 months. I don't know how long it'll take. But I'm just showing you here. September 26 emphasized Bank Social. September 26 emphasized building on Google's AI infrastructure and federal rails integration. September 23rd, it was confirmed that Bank Social is the only Web3 project receiving funds directly from the Federal Reserve to self-custody wallets. Let's repeat that again. There's no other cryptocurrency except Bank Social on a Web3 project that is receiving funds from the Federal Reserve into their self-custody wallets. No other crypto besides Bank Social. Just so I put that out there. September 18th. This is like, what, a week ago? 8 and 7. Yeah, okay, 9-10 days ago. They spoke at the North American Blockchain Summit. Oh, shit. August 19th. The world's first, here we go, Bank Social on August 19th became the world's first chain agnostic settlement network live on Hedera, Ripple, and Solana for instant compliant global liquidity. You notice how all of a sudden something's starting to happen with this crypto? Bank Social? All of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. First with the Federal Reserve. The first multi-chain with Hedera, Ripple, and Solana for instant global liquidity. No other crypto but Bank Social. And you're getting it now for 0.005 cents. Do not miss out on that opportunity. Okay. I think that'll be it. There's Donald Burke. We could get into, we don't have time. We can get into what he did. I already told you he worked at Northern Trust, IBM. Northern Trust is tied right in there with Standard Chartered, massive Ripple partner from day one, one of the biggest banks in the world. I'm going to leave it at that. Let me check the comments section. We got 3.5 minutes. Okay. Okay, Daniel Garcia looked it up. He said between $600 to $700 and you'll get 1 million Bank Social tokens. So for $600, one day you could be a millionaire. I'm just letting you know, okay? So I think that'll wrap it up. Pretty solid, huh? It doesn't have, like I said, like I repeated before, this isn't a big project, but they've got the key people in the right spots, getting them connected to the Federal Reserve, where no other crypto, no other Web3 type crypto is doing what they're doing. There's nobody, it has no competition right now. It's the only one. There's a lot of Federal Reserve, especially what I want to know is that dude with the Secret Service. You know what the secret, let me look up really quick here. What is the role of the USA Secret Service? If it's so much of a secret, I want to find out what they do. The U.S. Secret Service has its, because the one guy who's on the management team at Bank Social, he spent 25 years in the Secret Service. So let's see what the Secret Service does. They have a dual mission: protect national leaders and key events, and listen to this, safeguarding the nation's financial infrastructure. Whoa, this guy that worked at the Secret Service for 25 years was in charge of the nation's financial infrastructure. Oh my God. The Secret Service investigates crimes related to counterfeiting of U.S. obligations and securities. The Secret Service investigates financial crimes such as identity theft, access device fraud, financial institution fraud, and computer fraud that target the nation's financial and telecommunications systems. Whoa, very interesting. That's who you got working at Bank Social, everybody. Sounds like a pretty good, nice, small, tight team that gets the job done. All right. All right. That'll be it for... Yeah, no BSL and Coin Market Cap. It's not going to be there because it's not on. It's only on Hashpack. That's it. So you won't find it. And they have their own website as well. That is it for Bank Social, everybody. It's definitely a crypto that I hold dear to my heart, and it'll definitely make me rich one day when all this crypto laws come in. It's very clear that Bank Social is being set up for success. Somebody we can't see is getting them into this position, and they're already hooked up with like Google and Chainlink and Hedera and Algorand and Ripple and shit, like, and it costs 0.005 cents. Like, somebody's setting this crypto up for success. I'll see y'all in my next broadcast, maybe at 5 p.m. Pacific. I don't know. If I can pull one together, then I'll have one.